It's fair to say that after I left school, I've gathered quite a bit of life experience. I went off to university in September 2022, lived in the student halls, and had a good time. In my video about regaining my passions, I talked about how I put myself out there and applied to as many clubs as I could to make the most of my time at university. That philosophy ran through me as I attended the student fair in September 2022, and I ended up just joining the geography, cricket and football societies. But that was enough for me. And at the same time, I had to live in my halls, take care of my fridge, my room, I had a lot of responsibilities, my washing, and I had to manage my time living alone. Balancing life with finances as a university student can only really be done by doing it and not thinking about it. You thrive there, you live and learn. You check your bank account balance every once in a while and see what you have left for the month, if that's how your bank or student loan does it. There are many ways to go about it, but you choose the one that suits you best. And because I go to a university in my city, I don't live too far from my campus comparatively to others, whereas my siblings have gone halfway up the country to go to university. And that's great, but after a year of living in halls, I decided just to come back home and commute from here. Why is that? Well, it's best suited for my personality. I appreciate a quiet environment when I'm home. In my student halls, that would be disturbed on a Tuesday night when people were flooding through the hallway at midnight, right outside my room, and it would be very annoying to say the least. And if I want to meet my friends, I can just go on the underground and see them in about half an hour. It really doesn't take that long. So if I'm living just a little bit further away but with 3 times the space, why the hell wouldn't I? I'm using an ultra logical thinking perspective here. A lot of people like the experience of living out, and it does give you a lot of freedom and independence, don't get me wrong, but I'd already done that in the first year, and from a logical standpoint, I ticked off that line in my bucket list saying I had already lived in a student halls. And so I live at home now. Is it fortunate that I live close by? Yes. But it's also out of my active choice. I knew where I lived, and I knew where the university was situated. That's why I chose it to be this way. Plus, it's really expensive to live in student halls in London. I know a friend who's about twice as far out from the city as me, so it's possible for him to commute, but he's doing the student halls for a 3rd time this year. That's great, man. He gets to be near the campus and everything. But for me, that just doesn't suit me, or it doesn't feel right to me. Because this money's got to come from somewhere, Should I get myself in debt? Should I indebt myself to my parents? No, I don't want to do either of them. I want to give myself a good springboard from which to jump when I finish university and graduate. I can cope with my current expenses. I don't need any more. Plus, I can still participate in my university's football and cricket leagues from here. If you live in London, anywhere in London, you're very well connected via the bus and tube and overground. There are so many options here, so you don't have to live literally right on the door. It works this way here, unlike in smaller cities in the UK. So that's why I've made the choices I have at university. But moving out of student halls, let me remind you, is not a bad thing for student experiences. You can always stay at your friends' halls overnight, you do each other a little favour here and there, you can still play all the matches you need, you can still attend all the sports nights you need, as long as you plan your trip back accordingly, and you just have to have a bit of awareness of your current situation. That's it. So if you feel the urge to live in a student halls and be independent, go follow it. But if you don't, then you can always work around the situation if you don't want to spend £5,000 to £10,000 on rent a year. Of course, not everyone wants to pay that. Not everyone has the money. In fact, most people don't have the money. And if you don't want to explore options like maintenance loans, then just situate yourself near a good local university. There's no shame in that. Anyways, if you are applying to university this year, I hope you can account for all these factors and make the best decision for yourself. I know you can do it. Thank you for listening. I hope that helped. Take care and see you in the next video.